Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of the DAN Show, and welcome to my latest 2021 NFL mock draft video. Today, I'm going to break down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and what they're going to do with the 32nd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. Now, if you're new here and you like football, welcome home. This is the place for you. Football's the only thing I do, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, ring the bell. That way you can get notified every time I release a new video. Now, if you've been here before, you already know the drill. You give me a thumbs up, and you drop a comment below with your opinion, because ultimately I make these videos with my opinion, but it's a conversation starter because I want to hear from you and what you think. Now, let's break down the Bucs. The last several videos I've made, I've broken down how players can help impact their team in 2021. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in a different situation. They returned all 22 starters from last year's Super Bowl winning team. And this hurts me to say this as a Chiefs fan, but Tampa Bay's in much better situation to repeat this year than Kansas City was last year. And Kansas City looked better as a whole and did go back to a Super Bowl. They just didn't win. But I could see Tampa Bay going back and winning. They're easily my hands-on favorite to be winner of next year's Super Bowl because this team's loaded and ready to repeat. So what is important about that information is that unlike all these other teams are trying to improve their team, Tampa Bay can use this draft pick for the future. They really don't need an improvement. They're going to either use this pick for something down the line or, which I think is more likely, I think they actually trade out of the first round, try to get maybe an extra draft pick for 2022. But there are no trades in my mock draft, so I'm going to give you who I think Tampa Bay would take if they end up with the 32nd pick in the draft, which I'll be honest, I think it's pretty unlikely. I think that they'll do everything they can to get out of this draft selection. Now, if they do pick at 32, the way my mock draft is broken down, I have it isolated to two players. The first player I have is Rashad Bateman, the wide receiver out of Minnesota. And the reason why I like Bateman here is for a couple reasons. Number one, he provides good draft value here at 32. A lot of people have commented on Bateman being the pick earlier in the first round. And if he's available at 32, this is you get really good value for your pick here. Depending on how you look at this draft, you could say that you just take the best player available, and it could be Rashad Bateman. Taking him at 32 is good draft value no matter how you look at it. The second reason I like this pick is you signed Chris Godwin to a one-year deal. You got Mike Evans on one side, you got Chris Godwin on the other, but he's only signed to a one-year deal. If you can't get him signed to a long-term deal, well, Bateman just replaces Godwin in 2022. You have a perfect replacement. They're very similar type players, and you're good to go. Now, let's say you are able to sign Godwin to a long-term deal. Bateman is still a good option as a third wide receiver. Both Godwin and Bateman have a little bit of inside-outside versatility. I think both these guys are best suited on the outside, but both of them could play inside. This offense does like to use a lot of three wide receiver sets, so it's not like this would be a wasted draft pick. You would be able to still get Bateman on the field, even if you are able to sign Godwin to a long-term deal. But more than likely, you make this pick thinking, hey, look, we're not going to be able to afford Godwin past this next season because he did sign a one-year deal. Next year, he's an unrestricted free agent. So it makes a lot of sense for Tampa Bay to make this selection, even if they do resign Antonio Brown. Even if Antonio Brown comes back, Bateman makes a lot of sense here. He doesn't have to play much this year. This is more for the future. And it does make a lot of sense. However, I have Tampa Bay going in another direction. With the 32nd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Trayvon Moehrig, safety out of TCU. Now, here's the thing with Moehrig. I actually think he could start day one. I actually like Jordan Whitehead, but here's the drill. Here's a guy who enters the last year of his contract this year. The former fourth-round pick's been a solid player, but Tampa Bay really hasn't gone out of his way to sign him to a contract extension. With Moehrig, you actually get an athletic upgrade who, be honest with you, could be a day one starter. It's kind of funny because Moehrig and Winfield pairing up together is exactly what Todd Bowles tried to do in New York, because when he was with the Jets, he drafted Jamal Adams in round 1 and Marcus May in round 2. And in his cover 2 defense, he was going to have both these guys play safeties in their cover 2. He wanted a athletic pass rushing front 7, press man corners, and then athletic safeties to play in the back, athletic guys who could tackle and cover. But the difference was Jamal Adams was much better at the line of scrimmage, and Marcus May was much better further back, and he was able to be creative with these two guys. Here with Winfield and Moehrig, your primary situation would be to play cover 2, and they would be great at that. Both these guys could play up front towards the line of scrimmage. Both these guys could play single high free safety. You could get very creative with both these safeties. I think their skill sets are very similar, and they're both very similar players coming out of college. Both were lauded for their high football IQ and their versatility and playmaking ability. I do like Trevin Moehrig here, and I honestly think he could be a day one starter. So that's kind of the reason why I like that pick here. And I also think that Todd Bowles likes getting another piece to the puzzle. Tampa Bay's defense really played well in the Super Bowl, holding the high-powered Kansas City Chiefs to only 9 points. Something as a Chiefs fan I still hate, but this is an excellent selection here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But like I said before at the beginning, I want to hear what your opinion is. All right, did you like the video? Did you hate the video? Did you boo me? Did you not like the pick? Was it so bad you're boo? It's okay if you did, but you know the drill. You still have to give me a thumbs up and drop a comment below because I want to hear from you. I want to hear what your opinion is. Now, if you're watching this on Friday, here's the drill. Every Friday, 7:15 Central Standard Time, I go live here on YouTube, and this show's going to be a good one. I'm going to break down my entire mock draft. Then Wednesday, right before the draft, I'm going to go live and give you my final mock. But I'm going to break down picks 1 through 32 tonight on YouTube. And look, just don't watch the show on the rebroadcast. Join the show, get your questions answered and your opinions on the air. That one, we'll just talk about it live. So hey, 7:15. I will see you tonight.